Hi everyone, how are we doing? Still your one and only, the Niger Medical Police, Adamwalema. Today I'll be sharing my second experience that gave birth to Hope Alive, Child Care Initiative, and Medical Police. In 2006, after I lost my baby in 2004, I got pregnant again. And this time around, coming from a medical background, my mom insisted I should register under a teaching hospital, which I did. I registered in one of the best teaching hospital in Nigeria. No need calling the name because after that, I took it up and I knew that a lot of changes took place. So they are really doing well now. So when I registered with the best consultant, then, so on my 36 weeks, I went for my normal antenatal. And lo and behold, that day, unfortunately or fortunately, was a day the medical students were having their practicals. And because it was my seventh pregnancy, yes, seventh pregnancy, so the examiner found me a good tool to use to deal with the student because now most people don't give birth to more than two, three, or at most four. So that was my seventh pregnancy. So they kept asking them, what do they call a woman that is carrying the seventh pregnancy? And most of them failed. So the first set came, they used me. The second set came, they used me. The third set, so, and I got there by 7. So when it was 1 o'clock, and I've not seen my consultant, the fourth set came, and I refused allowing them to use me. You know what the examiner did? He said, get me her file. They got my file. He said, he went through, he said, okay, madam, we need to admit you and observe you. Pure wickedness. Shebi, I said, I want to go to work. Now they want to observe me. So when that happened, I became so traumatized. He said, take her up and observe her. I called my mom. I said, this is what is going on. My mom said, did you complain of anything? I said, no. And the room they took me to, it's a consulting room, not even a ward, with a small iron bed and a flat foam. You can imagine a pregnant woman lying down on such iron. I felt so traumatized. So when my mom came, my mom asked them, did she complain of anything? They said no. Then why did you? They said, because they checked my file that I lost my last baby. So that's why they want to observe. My mom said, this is pure wickedness. Discharge her. So, and in most teaching hospitals, if you sign discharge out of medical approval, when you come back, it becomes they treat you in a very funny way. So they discharged me. So in 38 weeks, labor started. But because I was so traumatized and afraid, I didn't want to go. My mom said, let's go to the hospital. I said, no, I want the labor to be so intense so that as I'm getting there, I'm delivering. But to cut the long story short, lo and behold, when my mom came, she said, okay, just lie down, because my mom is a midwife. She said, lie down, let me check you. Immediately she checked me. As she's bringing out my hand, my baby was coming out with it, with a black blood. Automatically, that trauma I went through, the baby was distressed. That 2 weeks trauma that I went through distressed my baby. And the baby came out and was not crying. But because I'm not too far from the hospital, we rushed to the hospital. My mommy carried the baby and I was coming after. So by the time I was about climbing the staircase in the hospital, I had my baby yelling and I was happy. And they said because I gave birth to the baby at home and he didn't cry at birth, they need to observe. So they admitted both myself and the baby, and they put the baby in intensive care. After one day, they called me. They said they need to give antibiotics, and said fine. So after another one day, they called me. The pediatrician called me and said, "Ma, what is sucking blood in your baby's body?" And African mentality, you start thinking of all your enemies, whether they have come again. And lo and behold, that was it. Only on that very evening, I got a call, and it was from my husband, and he told me, take her, the baby has gone. There and then, I started vomiting, stooling at the same time. It was later I found out that I was having shock, that I was shocked, and I couldn't get over it. The next day, the consultant I registered under came on ward round and saw me, and now was asking his deputy, what happened, and he was trying to give her a lowdown of what happened. And I had to talk to her. I said, Madam, I registered under you for 36 weeks of pregnancy. I never set my eyes on you. I never did. And now you are asking what went wrong. I looked for the best times and it was you, and I never saw you in the hospital that I registered. Please discharge me. I want to go. Shamefully, she took my file and told the deputy to discharge me. When doctors make mistakes, who do we run to? Losing two babies back to back, 2004, 2006. Hang in there. I have so many experiences to share. I still remain your one and only